हेलो एवरीवन, द मास्टरमाइंड डेव इज बैक। सो सुबह का आज हमने एक पहला लाइव स्ट्रीम वीडियो देखा जिसमें हमने देखा कि लाइक बेसिक क्वेश्चंस देखे। लेट मी डू सम लाइक ओवरव्यू ऑफ व्हाट हैपेंस इन टुडेज मॉर्निंग लाइव स्ट्रीम। ओके, सो उसमें हमने कई लाइक 3 क्वेश्चंस देखे। वो बेसिक क्वेश्चंस थे जावास्क्रिप्ट से बेसिकली। Let me check it once, like if everything is going fine or not. Let me look into it once. Yes, yeah, everything is going awesome and still healthy as well. So yeah, let's move ahead. So just give me a second. I need to open something. Yeah, so here is our live chat as well. Yeah, now we are ready, good to go. Let me zoom it a little bit so that you can able to see it perfectly. Yeah, so like for morning I have created this file readme one, and in that like basically आज जो दोपहर की जो भी लाइव स्ट्रीम हुई उसमें हमने देखा what are the various data types in JavaScript, how do you check the data types of variable, as well as the last question is what is the difference between a JavaScript variable that is a null, undefined and undeclared। मैं आपको ऊपर ऊपर बताता था वो, अगर आपको ब्रीफ में देखना है तो आप मेरे जो सुबह की लाइव स्ट्रीम है वो जाके देख सकते हैं, जिसको भी देखना है वो। So yeah, so let me do it one thing for जिसको भी guys लाइव इंटरव्यू लेना है वो मीटिंग ज्वाइन करना। लेट मी पुट द गूगल मीट लिंक here first. Okay, yes, this is the one. I will accept you once you join the meet. Yeah, join the Google Meet for live interview. Just the interview process is too simple. You just need to join the Google Meet. I will accept you. You don't need to reveal your personality or don't need to open your webcam. We will start interview as soon as you join the meeting. So yeah, it's quite easy and simple, and it is really helpful for you guys. Let me do it. Yes. Now we are ready to go. Let's start with the next thing. What we can learn ahead. Let me think. Let's start with the like how to create a variables in JavaScript. Okay, let's start with this question for our live stream. How to create a variables in JavaScript. Yes. So let me add you here. Okay. So like there are total 3 different ways to create a JavaScript variables। मतलब टोटल 3 वेज है हमारे पास JavaScript के वेरिएबल्स बनाने के लिए। पहला जो है वो है यूजिंग var। फर्स्ट वन इज यूजिंग var keyword. Okay, using var basically. Second one is using let, and last one is using const. Yeah, so these are total 3 ways we have to create a JavaScript variables. Okay, so let me see how can I able to explain. Yeah, let's move into our, let me open the terminal as well. Yes, now we are good to go. Now how to create a variables using these 3 different keywords, and I will tell you the main difference between them and how it used. Okay, so yeah, let's first create with the basic way, which is var car name. Let's take it as a Audi. Okay, after that the let car name is equal to BMW, and the last one is const. Let's, I guess we need to use different name here, otherwise it might give us error. Bike name, yeah, BMW, there is bike of BMW as well, so it's fine. And car name is there, bike name is there, color name, let's take it as a color name. Okay, and my favorite one is red. Yeah, so now what is the difference between all these 3 keywords? The first one we have used var. The second one we have used let, and the last one we have used const keyword for creating the variable. So basically क्या होता है ना, जब भी हम var के साथ कीवर्ड यूज करते हैं तो उसका जो स्कोप रहता है वो रहता है फंक्शन एज वेल एज ग्लोबल स्कोप। मतलब क्या, जैसे कि अभी यहाँ पे मैंने एज्यूम करना var यूज किया, ठीक है, तो मैं इस पर्टिकुलर वेरिएबल को किसी भी फंक्शन के अंदर यूज कर सकता हूँ, और एज्यूम करना मैंने पर्टिकुलर वेरिएबल किसी भी फंक्शन के अंदर डिक्लेयर किया। ओके, सो एट दैट टाइम वो पर्टिकुलर वेरिएबल को मैं उस फंक्शन के बाहर भी यूज कर सकता हूँ, क्योंकि इसका जो स्कोप रहता है वो फंक्शन और ग्लोबल स्कोप रहता है। सो दैट्स हाउ इट यूज बेसिकली। सो सेकंड वन इज लेट। सो लेट का कैसा रहता है, लेट बेसिकली ब्लॉक स्कोप ही रहता है हर बार। जैसे कि एज्यूम करना कोई फंक्शन है, उसके अंदर आपने डिक्लेयर किया इसको, या फिर वेरिएबल क्रिएट किया यूजिंग लेट। सो एट दैट टाइम आपको बस उस फंक्शन के अंदर ही लेट से क्रिएटेड वेरिएबल को यूज कर सकते हैं। अगर आपने ट्राई किया उसके बाहर यूज करने का, सो इट माइट गिव यू अ रेफरेंस एरर, मतलब like the it is undefined or something like that, it is yet to declare in that way. So yeah, that's just give a second, stay in the call, I'm going to wait for you guys. Yes. Yeah, everything is perfect. Yes, so after that the last one is const. Now const is also have a block scope, but the main difference between const and let and var is that we are unable to reassign the value to the const. Okay, keep this thing in your always mind. Okay, like suppose if I try to do color name is equal to black. Okay, now here if I try to console or run this program, it will give me error because const cannot be reassigned again. That's the important thing about these const variables. It is a constant one, that's why it is a const. Okay. So yeah, that's it with it. Now let me give you in a brief. Okay, let me create in a different, like everything about var, let and const. So the first thing is that let me use I now, small I will use. Okay, so let's talk about scope first. Okay, so as I mentioned before, the variables we create using var, like var keyword, it has it has global or functional scope. Keep this thing in your always mind, it has global or functional scope. Now let's talk about let keyword. Okay, scope, it has block scope always, it can be only used inside particular block. Okay, and same with the, let me copy paste it. Okay, because it has the same thing. Yes, now let's move towards the initialization. Okay, so basically initialization for var is optional. Wait for a second. Yes, it is optional for it is optional for the variables which we create using var. Same for let, but it is not same for the const. It always need a initialization. Now what does initialization mean? Initialization means like this. Car name is, let's see, Audi. Okay, and if I console it, car name, and here is the Audi. Okay, yeah, that's it. Now let's run our program. Here you can say car name is Audi. Here if you observe one thing, we haven't used var or let or const here, because by default, like in JavaScript, it is not mandatory to always use var or let. Okay, but suppose if we have to create a constant variable by using the const keyword, so at that time it is mandatory to use the const variable by creating a const keyword by creating a variable. So that is why the initialization for the const is required. After that, redeclaration. Yeah, now this is the important thing as well. So redeclaration for the variable which we create using the var is allowed. ओके, मीन्स हम डिक्लेरेशन जो भी वेरिएबल्स है जिनको हमने वैर कीवर्ड यूज करके किया हुआ है उनको हम अगेन रीडिक्लेयर कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, रीडिक्लेरेशन allowed to, let me write it to, okay, but for late and for const it is not allowed. Basically keep this thing you always mind false. Okay, we cannot redeclare the variables which we have created using the let and const. Even if we try to do it, it will give us an error. Let me show you here. Okay, first now you can see a car name. I will take the old one which I have used before, and again I am using the same variable to redeclare. Okay, car name BMW, and now if I console it, let's see what happens, even if it's giving an error or not. Yes, as you can see here, it used the latest value which we assign data. But if we try to do it with the late, or I can say, uh, yeah, late, as you can see here, it is giving us the like cannot redeclare block scope variable car name. Again, why? Because it is already used. Suppose if I remove it, it will not show any sort of error here. So that's how it works. So that's why the redeclaration is not possible for the variables which we create using late and const, but it is possible for the variables which we create using var. So that's it. That is the third point. After that, the next thing is that reassignment. Yes, this is also important one. Reassignment. Yeah, it is possible for both, like the variables which we create using the var as well as the variables which we create using the late. We can able to reassign the value to them, but it is not not possible for the variables which we create using the const. And why it is? Because like as I mentioned already, const is a constant, so we cannot able to redefine or redeclare or reassign the value to the variables which we create using the const. So keep this thing always in your mind. Now the next thing is that next one is accessing before declaration. It's important one. Let's see what happens. Okay, before declaration. Yeah. Mm, okay. First we will check it, and then we will write it here. What happens? It will be much good for us, right? So yeah, let me do it with the Kane on. Okay. Let's create one variable using where same name, Kane BMW, and let's try to consolidate before, and let's run with JavaScript. Now here, if you observe observe properly, here you can see that it is giving us undefined. Why? Because of the hosting thing. We will talk about hosting in upcoming lectures or upcoming live streams. But for now, I want to stick to basic things. So yeah. So here, as you can see, if we try to variables which are created using the var, try to access them before declaration, and it will give us undefined, as you can see here. Okay, so let me write it down here. Undefined. Now what about late? Let's check it on our late car name. Now see the difference here. As you see the difference here, right? Cannot access car name before initialization. Now why it is giving this here? Because there is a difference between late and var. Late has a block scope, so always we need to declare it on top of our code or top of any particular function, right? So that it will not give us any sort of reference error. Let me, it will give reference error. So yeah, that's it. And the same with the const as well. I will show you, but I know reference error as well. Let's see. extra name. Now I will just make it const. So yeah, as you can see again, cannot access star name before initialize because both of them are block scope. So that's why this issue persists here. That's how it works. So I hope everyone understood the difference between these three variables, the var, late, and using const as well. So yeah, let's see now. Okay, so what I'm planning to do now. Okay, I will, let's summarize it in short words. Okay, so how to create a variables in JavaScript. So there are total three ways to create a variables in this JavaScript. The first one is by using the var keyword, the second one is by using the let keyword, and the last one is by using the const keyword. Yes, that's it. These are three ways to create a variable in the JavaScript. Now the main question is that what is the difference between the variable which is created using the var, let, and const? Okay. So the important difference between the variables which is created using var, let, and const is that the variables which we create using the var has a global as well as function scope. Always keep this thing in your mind, guys. The variables which we try to create using the var has a global of function scope. Okay. Yeah, it's everything is going fine, no issues. Yeah. The scope. After that, the variables which we create using the let has only a block scope, and the variables which we create using the const as well also has a block scope, which means it is only usable inside that particular function or block where we declare it. That's it. After that, the second thing is initialization. The initialization for the var is optional, but the as well as the initialization for the let keyword is also optional, but the variables which we create using the const is always requires a initialization. So keep this thing in mind. We cannot able to like create a variable uh, which is const by using the const without its initialization. It will give us an error. After that, redeclaration. redeclaration का मतलब है जैसे कि कोई हमने वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर किया उसको हम वापस से रीडिक्लेयर नहीं कर सकते सेम वेरिएबल को लाइक एज हम करना मैंने एक वेरिएबल डिक्लेयर किया var a. So I cannot use this same variable or cannot redeclare the same variable with the same name such as var a. So yeah, it is allowed, but only in variable which is created using the var. But it is not allowed for the variables which is created using the let and const. So that's the important thing here. Okay, reassignment. So reassignment, so variables जिसको हमने var का यूज करके किया हुआ है उसको हम reassign कर सकते हैं. Same with the let as well. उसको भी हम reassign कर सकते हैं. But the variables which is created using the const cannot be reassigned again. Keep this thing in your mind, guys. Okay. उसको हम again reassign नहीं कर सकते. Yeah. And the last one is that accessing before declaration. It will give us undefined. Okay. So the variables जिसको हमने var कीवर्ड के साथ किया हुआ है वो हमें undefined देगा. After that, the variables which is created using let and const, it will give us a reference error if we try to access it before its declaration. So yeah, that's it with this question. Okay, and what is the yeah, that's it with this question. Let me drink some water as I am feeling some coughness. Just give me a second, guys.
ग्लोबल दिस में भी आ रही आपका विंडोज में
Waiting for people. सब्र कर रहे हैं, देखते हैं कोई ज्वाइन करता है या नहीं और कितना टाइम लगेगा ज्वाइन के लिए। वेट कर रहे हैं अपन भाई लोग लाइव इंटरव्यू लेने के लिए। देखते हैं कोई ज्वाइन करता भी है या नहीं। लेट्स सी। गूगल मीट की लिंक डाली हुई है भाई लोग चैट में अंदर, जिसको भी ज्वाइन करना है यू कैन ज्वाइन। Waiting for people to join our live stream, guys. पता नहीं कोई करेगा भी या नहीं. Let's see. Let's hope for the best. 2 मिनट के बाद वेट करेंगे. अगर कोई नहीं किया तो हम अगले टॉपिक के ऊपर पढ़ेंगे.
आपका हो गया है तो
हेलो। हेलो एवरीवन। हेलो भाई, जो भी आया है, जिसको भी इंटरव्यू देना है, हमारी गूगल मीट लिंक को ज्वाइन करें। मैं आपका खुद इंटरव्यू लेंगे। आपको कुछ भी डाउट्स होंगे, कुछ भी इश्यूज होंगे, हम सब कवर अप करेंगे भाई लोग। जो भी है, यू कैन जॉइन अस डेफिनेटली। आपको बस गूगल की मीट ज्वाइन करने है, दैट्स इट। उसके बाद आगे का मैं पूरा देख लूँगा। हम बेसिक क्वेश्चंस पूछेंगे जावास्क्रिप्ट के। अगर कोई प्रिपरेशन नहीं भी हुई तो भी आप टेंशन मत लो, ठीक है ना? क्योंकि मैं आपको लाइक जो भी आपके डाउट्स होंगे इंडस्ट्री को लेके, जो भी कुछ होगा, मैं आपके सब क्लियर करूँगा। तो जल्दी से जल्दी ज्वाइन करो। जिसको भी इंटरव्यू देना है भाई लोग, हमारी गूगल मीट को ज्वाइन करना अभी के अभी। हेलो गाइस, कोई भी किसी को भी कुछ भी डाउट हो, आप यहाँ पे मुझे पूछ सकते हो बिंदास। Thank you so much guys for